For a band that's been touring the entire world, what place do you miss right now? Where would you rather be?
I'd want to be here in Montreal. Yeah.
Very good answer.
Yeah. There's no better place. We're really excited for tonight's show. So, it's the one that's on the calendar months in advance that you kind of X off. You're like, yes, Delson. Yeah.
Really? So that's not BS at all?
No, like Toronto. Well, every show's important, but I mean, and we love. But Montreal is a very special place for us. So.
In popular stations, it was all David Guetta, Pitbull, Florida. How did you live that? Did you feel it?
I just think rock and roll is always constant, you know. And there's it's like Ian had a good analogy that it's like a roller coaster, and at some points it's up here where everything's great, and then at certain points it's low, but it's still going.
Did you experience those low points?
We've been together for 20 years.
It's like sometimes pop takes the lead and sometimes rock takes the lead, and it always does this, right? So right now rock is probably around here.
Yeah.
You guys have been doing this for 20 years. This year you're going to be celebrating 20 years in the industry as Pez first, and now as
10
Billy
years
Talent.
as independent, and then 10 years as Billy Talent. So yeah.
Still, the four of you have been playing music together for 20 years now. When you look back to that, what is the main thing that comes to your mind?
How strong the rock scene was back in 1993, because it was incredible. Back then.
It's true, actually. When we formed the band in 1993, everything was rock. There was like Smashing Pumpkins, Nirvana, Rage Against the Machine, Soundgarden, Pearl Jam, like Green Day, all the radio stations always played like those rock bands. So.
Nine Inch Nails are doing like KMFDM and all that kind of other world, you know.
There's been a great change on the last album, fourth album as Billy Talent, fifth as the four of you together. The first time you've produced an entire Billy Talent album for yourself. I know that the three of those guys really knew that you were up to the task. What made you decide to just jump and do it?
I wanted to do it the last record as well, but this time around it just made perfect sense. We wanted to. The songs really were going back in that punk influence direction that we established on the first two records, and that sound that we established as well, we just wanted to get back to. And I think I just knew how to do that with the same engineers that we worked with on the second record.
And some of those tracks on the new record, on Dead Silence, are some of the heaviest that you've done. Well, from what I hear, or from my point of view, and also some of them are maybe the softest or the slower ones that you ever did. I want to talk about one track in particular, the Swallowed by the Ocean.
Yes.
This is one of my personal favorites, and this is also the first time, maybe that's a bit too technical, but this is the first time that you have a song over 5 minutes.
I guess.
And
piano. There's piano.
Yeah, piano also. If you want to talk about technical stuff.
Yeah, that. I mean, I remember walking in the studio and Ian playing the piano and have recorded just this little melody thing, and all three of us were just like, "Oh my God, what the hell is that?" And you're like, "Oh, just something I was," we're like, we have to explore that, and then it's that song just we like to do things we've never done before, and this song was one of those songs that just started. It starts with one instrument and then another one, the vocal comes in, and then the guitar comes in, and we wanted to do that. Yeah, kind of like a wave, right? And then by the end of the song, there's like 6 overdubs of guitars and like vocals and all this stuff happening, and we've just never done that before. It's something we want to try out.
As fellow Canadians, what do you think of the current state of your country, of our country?
We have a lot of work to do. Aaron, what do you think?
A lot of work to do.
Especially, okay, where do we start?
I don't know. Can't answer that one. Where do we start?
Problems everywhere with education, with support, like political support of all the conflicts that happen in the world and all that kind of stuff. There's tons of improvement that could happen. But I think as people, we're good people and want to be a leading nation, so that's positive.
Start with new leadership.
I think that's the best answer. And we need someone young and fresh, and someone that represents.
Well, that's Justin Trudeau,
not our.
Exactly.
I'll.
Okay, that was not necessarily my political view.
Okay. But we just need.
Justin Trudeau. That's what I will remember for this interview.
We need people to represent us and not our parents and grandparents and their, old archaic views. We need new, fresh blood.
And if people need motivation, they can just go and buy the new record, Dead Silence, because it's full of motivational speeches on how we can change things.
You can't change things if you want. It's just up to you. Or you can just keep coasting by.